Hi, Fire Katie here. I have done the slideshow as part of our art lesson we're going to do over the next few weeks. It's Matariki Stars, Nawhitu or Matariki, and I got this idea from the link that you can see on the screen. I've just formatted it in a different way. The things you'll need for this art activity are two large star templates. I photocopied them onto a full A3 size. Two smaller star templates, slightly smaller. They fit on an A3, but they're not small enough to fit on an A4, so it's somewhere in between. You'll need some colouring implements. You can choose really felt pens, crayons, colouring pencils, paint, pastel. You'll also need a felt pen or a black fine line pen to outline the patterns that you create. Towards the end, you'll need a glue stick and black or your choice of coloured paper, and A3 size should fit. The first step was I took one of my large templates and I started to draw some patterns on it, just in pencil. That enabled me to rub things out if I made a mistake. And the first star that I did is going to be your base star, so the bottom star of the four stars when you put them on top of each other at the end. So draw your patterns on there. Step two, I did this slightly differently because I was using coloured pencils and felt pens. So at this point, I outlined my pencil design with my black marker. However, if you're probably using paint, pastel, or crayon, I'd probably wait till the end because it'd be easier to define the lines rather than have to worry about trying not to colour over in pastel or paint. So just depending on what medium you want to use will depend on whether or not you do this step now or whether you do it later. So after I'd outlined it in black, I coloured in the design. My thoughts around this when I was creating this is we'd just done a bit of work on Ngā Atua, the gods, or the Māori gods. And so I sort of tried to channel some of their colours that we'd talked about when we were talking about them in class. But another option for colouring these in is if you've had a look at the different stars of Matariki and what they represent, then perhaps you could talk about the colours that you could use for them and use those with your patterns. So the next step after I'd finished that one was to do the other three. So the picture here shows I've done the colouring of part of it and I'm still completing the design pattern. So I did that for all four stars. Once you've completed your patterns for all four stars, you need to cut them out. You'll have two, obviously, larger size ones and two smaller size ones. You can probably see from the pictures I've done that my patterns got a bit more involved as they went on. And you can see there, like I talked about earlier with the colours, that I've used quite a different range of colours, but they all tie in or are repeated or linked somehow. So step 5 is to cut them out. Step 6 is you have to layer them to make your final star. This took me a wee while to get the points in the right direction. So start off with the big two stars and put the points so they're alternating in the gaps, and then so on for the next two. So I suggest that rather than gluing them together initially, you just place them on so you get a feel for where they actually have to go. And then once you've got it sorted, then glue them together, starting with the bottom one and then the next one up, and then gluing the next two on top of them. Step 7, I took my 4 glued stars that were all glued together at this stage and stuck them onto a piece of black paper. Now I could have used coloured paper, perhaps a coloured piece of paper to reflect one of the colours that I had in there, perhaps a colour that didn't play a big part. But again, I've just chosen to use black paper. So glue that onto the black paper. Next step is to cut it out, and you need to leave a black piece of paper showing around the edge, or again, if you're using the coloured paper, you need to leave a coloured edge around the star. Finished product. This is my finished product, so completed those steps. I reflected on my work, and if you go to the lady's website and have a look, you'll see the star that she created. Actually, the bottom star, and then the second, or the bottom star, and then the first smaller star she did in pastel, and then she did the other big star and the top star in a different sort of medium. So I wish I'd sort of gone for different mediums instead of used all the same on the star. I think it would have given it just a different point of interest. So if I probably did this again, I'd use pastel in there somewhere, and then pens and pencils for another layer. But completely up to you what you use or how you want to do that. So that's pretty much the end of the art activity. If you need to go and check out the ladies' website where I got the idea from, the links on the first part of the slide there. She'll probably got more detailed instructions, but this would be a good start for you guys. Happy creating!